Hey everyone, welcome back. Our next guest is the artistic director of the Bronx Academy of Arts and Dance, aka BAAD, where it's all good, a performing and visual arts workshop space and performance venue that creates, produces, and presents works in contemporary dance and all creative disciplines that empower women, Latinos, people of color, and the LGBTQ plus community. Throughout this month, their 2023 Badass Women Festival has been celebrating and highlighting works and creations made by women. And here to share more is no stranger to the show and a longtime dear friend of mine. Please welcome back to Open Artistic Director of Bronx Academy of Arts and Dance, Arthur
Oh,
Avilés.
thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. BAD is always appreciative to Open and the amazing Rhina Valentin for, giving us a platform in order for us to let the world know what we do. We're grateful to you for that.
Oh, what a wonderful, wonderful welcoming. And thank you. Thank you for the acknowledgement. It is our absolute honor to share with the world abroad all the wonderful stuff that BAT continues to, facilitate, create, produce, and also serve in giving a voice to the voiceless. So through various art forms, which is the real treat of being a part of BAD. I mean, and I'm going to say that as a performer, a former performer, but I will be coming back eventually because we're celebrating BAD 25 years. Ouch.
Yeah, already. Yeah, that we're 25 years old, it makes no sense to us, but we're really proud and happy. We had 13 years in the American Banknote Building in Hunts Point, and now we're in the Westchester Square of the northeast section of the Bronx, and that's where we continue to reside. Beautiful Gothic revivalist building, wonderful 19th century graveyard surrounding it, so all are welcome.
It's always an adventure. It's always been an adventure. And so let's talk about this festival that we're actually here to discuss, right? Its first inception was in 2001, and here we are, 2023, and you're still going strong.
Already, right? The Badass Women Festival. Thank you so much. I can't believe we've been doing it since 2001. And Rhina, you have been a part of that. From its inception. So once again, I just feel so grateful to you and your presence in the Bronx, empowering, helping to empower all. We're really grateful to you. And we continue this year, 2023 already. And we have an incredible array of performances that will continue because we started a couple weeks ago with Janice Astor del Valle, who is celebrating strong Latinx women, Mujeres Fuertes, it was called. And that was really wonderful. We had Muse to Music. I had some college buddies of mine come on in and do some incredible performances there. There's KM Dance for New Orleans came. We had Soul Sisters, which was an array of different choreographers who came in. And now March 29th is our next performance. And that's at 7 p.m. It's Repertorio Español came together with us to present. It's called La Gringa.
By Carmen Rivera, yes.
That's right.
It's almost like becoming its own classic within our culture, right? Because this play came out a while ago, and it's really nice to see that it's being presented at BAD now.
Yeah, it's really important to us because, as you know, Repertorio Español is downtown in like the mid 30s to late upper 20s or something like that.
Yeah, it's in the 20s, I think.
Yeah.
Lexington Avenue. Yeah.
Wonderful space. And so, yeah, they're coming up. It's in Spanish with English translation. So anybody who speaks English, you don't have to be afraid. Come on over. It's sponsored by the Office of, City Council, Marjorie Velasquez, and the Cultural Immigrant Initiative. And so they've come together in order to help present this. And it's free of admission, which is crazy and incredible. So
No,
let me
we love
see.
that because you make it accessible. And that's why we're here talking about it, because it's so important for us to support our stories. And I can't stress that enough, right? Because this particular show happens to be about a young woman born in New York City who travels to Puerto Rico for the first time to meet her family and then to discover her roots, right? Like, how familiar is that story to many of us?
It's so important to us, right? And young people need to hear that again and again so that we could, strengthen ourselves in our culture. And so I'm really proud that Marjorie Velasquez would be bringing that to our space. So that's going to be exciting. It's in person. It is not virtual, but we do have virtual programs just so that people know. We do have like all attendees provide full proof of vaccination, 2 doses, and all that stuff.
Right.
But things are starting to open up, and we're really proud of that. So we're just making sure that we keep our doors open for all who want to come in, especially Bronx.
Wonderful. And then, so that's happening on March 29th at 7 p.m. Once again, you guys, we're talking about an entire festival, right? So this is happening
Yeah.
until the end of March. And so that's one of the events that are remaining in the month. And then you have Lift Our Voices, which actually that one offers both in-person and virtual experiences, right?
That's right. So people can really, they can go to www.badbronx.org and get your tickets. It's it's virtual, and a lot of it is free. So make sure that you sign up.
And so that one is geared towards music, and so it's a wonderful experience to just have in the background in your home if you can't really sit and watch it, right?
That's right.
It's an option. I love it. I
Listen,
love it.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
right.
can I tell you who's in it?
Of course.
Yeah, there's Isabel Dawson. She's a singer and songwriter, and she actually happens to be the mother of the actress Rosario Dawson. And so, she sings in cafes in the East Village, and she does a lot of events there. So she's going to do some R&B and some punk. So
No.
that's going to be really wild. And then there's Cani de la Vega. She has an incredible voice, a booming voice, and she's going to bring like Spanish language boleros,
Mm-hmm.
classic 1950s. And then, she came up through karaoke of all things, through Pride festivals and stuff like that. Then there's Courtney Cook, and she made her mark really as a dancer. But she's really going to with Urban Bushwoman. And so now she's also, and Urban Bushwoman, they're kind of multimedia, they're
Yeah.
disciplinary. And so, she's going to do some R&B and some jazz. So that's really exciting for that day.
Oh gosh, I love that. That sounds exciting. And I love that you mentioned Urban Bushwoman, because I think it's important that we make record, or we keep record of the institutions that we've all grown together, and we're still alive and we're still collaborating, and now you're sharing that she transitioned, or I guess from dancing, or primarily dancing, into now singing, and the institution itself is multidisciplinary. So which leads me into Pepatian now, because you have many years of collaborating with Pepatian, and I know you've got Hip Hop Homelands coming in
Yep.
on March 31st.
Yes, that's right. March 31st. It's an 8 p.m. show.
And that's another one that's in person and virtual.
Yes, that's right. In person and virtual. So people can really go there for that. And just so that we know, Pepatian is one of our most ardent partners. They're a South Bronx based non-for-profit organization, and they dedicate themselves to supporting contemporary and multidisciplinary art by Latinx, Bronx based artists. So they're really incredible. Dr. Jane Gabriels is at the head of that. Before her was Marian Soto. And so now, they continue with so this is their next kind of showcase, and it's up and coming women, in gender nonconforming dance, and it's spoken artists. It's curated by Rockefeller and La Bruja, And, this evening is going to include collaborative works, by Janice Tomlinson, Lotus Baum. Who else is there? Oh, that's it. They're going to have fun with, poetic works by Princess Amos, who really grew up in the Bronx, and she's like really showing a little bit more of herself. She was just a kid, a few years ago, and she's really coming into her own.
And so let me ask you a question. How long have you been partnering up with Pepatian? BAAD, I'm suggesting, because I use the term collaboration because, we all collaborate, but the truth is that BAAD has been partnering with Pepatian. How many years has that been now?
Oh, yeah. It's more than 25 years because I remember when Dr. Jane Gabriels took it over, it was 1999. And we had already been collaborating with Pepatian for about 5 years before that. So I can say almost 30 years of collaboration. It's an incredible organization.
It is, and I had fun when I was a part of it. So it's really lovely to just see the next generation evolving inside of it, coming up with titles such as "Are you having fun?" I'm like, yes, that's the question we should all be asking each other.
Yeah, that's really wonderful. Then we have, on April 1st, we have like 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that's like a second annual Bronx Grows Dance is what it's called. And it's not virtual, but it is in person. So if anybody wants to come, they're really welcome to do that. Like I said, it's the second annual Bronx Arts Collaborative in collaboration with BAAD. And so what it is, this is what they're asking, how could our youth reimagine the future of dance, if given space and time to gather and ignite with each other? So that's the question that they're asking. They really want it to be, youth empowered, Bronx empowered, in uptown communities, to engage with like dance in their lives. It's a space to gather and to learn, exchange, and then
right. And communicate in this form of live interactive dance, which lovely. It's very innovative. I've always found Pepatian to be very innovative. Dr. Jane Gabriels at the helm of with Dr. Jane Gabriels in the lead of like, I guess, whatever the new designs are in storytelling and communicating. I've always found her style very unique.
Yeah, really important that she brings. So for this event, we're going to have like Jennifer Acosta, who is Beastie. That's one of the, hip hop star. And there's Megan Curette, who is like a contemporary dancer. And then there's Cynthia Paniagua, who does contemporary dance and indigenous dance from, let's say, Puerto Rico and Peru. And then there's Janice Tomlinson, who deals with lots of social justice issues and wellness issues. So you can see there's an incredible array of artists who are going to be a part of this.
That's exciting. And that's for Pepatian's Bronx Grows Dance second annual, right?
That's yes, it's the second annual. So, and it also means that they're really serious about it and they want to continue to have this initiative grow from, the very in the beginning, it's always a little spare, and then slowly things people start to catch on and people start to learn from each other and then develop. So this is going to be a great year for that.
I love it. And thank you for bringing it here, Arthur. Once again, everyone, we were speaking to Arthur Avilés, who is the artistic director of the Bronx Academy of Arts and Dance. Of course, we were discussing this year's Badass Women's Festival. Tons to look forward to for tickets and more on this year's Badass Women's Festival and all the events. You can visit BAAD with 2 A's, D, Bronx.org. Once again, that's BAAD with 2 A's, Bronx.org. All right. Don't go anywhere because our open artist spotlight is coming up next.